It arrived on my doorstep like a sinister gift from an unknown sender, a dollhouse of exquisite craftsmanship and ghastly beauty. The moment I laid eyes on it, a shiver ran down my spine. The dollhouse was an uncanny replica of my own home, down to the tiniest detail: the antique furniture, the delicate curtains, the faded wallpaper. It was as if my house had been shrunk down and encased in this eerie miniature. Unable to resist its unsettling allure, I placed it on my living room table. It was a mesmerizing work of art, but there was something off about it, something that gnawed at my subconscious. One evening, as I sat in the dim glow of the living room lamp, I noticed a peculiar detail. The dollhouse's windows reflected not the room around it, but scenes from my own life. The figures within were crude, misshapen representations of people I knew, including myself. I watched in horror as the miniature me, a featureless, grotesque figure, moved through the dollhouse, mirroring my actions in the living room. It was like a doppelganger from a nightmare, mimicking my every move with eerie accuracy. The dollhouse became an obsession. I spent hours peering into its tiny windows, trying to decipher the macabre pantomime it presented. It seemed to predict events in my life, showing me snippets of the future, always distorted and disturbing. The first sign that something was terribly wrong came when I lost my job. I watched it unfold in the dollhouse. The miniature me handed a tiny pink slip to a misshapen boss figure, and I received the same fate the next day. Then the dollhouse began to show darker visions. It depicted accidents and illnesses, all eerily mirroring real-life tragedies that struck friends and family. The scent of sickness and despair seemed to permeate the air whenever I looked at it. Terrified and desperate, I tried to rid myself of the malevolent miniature. I locked it in a box, sealed it with tape, and buried it deep in the attic. But it always returned, sitting innocently on the living room table, as if it had never left. My descent into madness continued. The dollhouse showed me visions of violence, of unspeakable acts committed by shadowy figures. The smell of blood and decay clung to the room whenever I gazed upon it. In a fit of desperation, I decided to destroy the dollhouse. I took a hammer to it, smashing it to pieces. As I struck the final blow, a deafening, otherworldly scream filled the room, and I felt an excruciating pain in my chest. When the darkness cleared from my vision, I found myself in the dollhouse, a grotesque, miniature version of myself. My surroundings were a nightmare, a distorted, nightmarish version of my home. I was trapped, doomed to relive the horrors I had witnessed through the dollhouse's windows. My life had become an endless loop of torment, a cursed existence within the malevolent miniature. As I moved through the twisted dollhouse world, the scent of despair and decay overwhelmed me. I had become one of the distorted figures within, forever condemned to act out the horrors it portrayed. The dollhouse had claimed me, and there was no escape from its nightmarish grasp.